The judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal does not serve electoral justice, Sam Amadi alleges. Welcome back to Prospect Channels TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're just joining us, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The former chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, Dr. Sam Amadi, has taken to his X handle, formerly known as Twitter, to react to Wednesday's judgment of the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal. Airing out his view on the judgment, Sam Amadi, who is the director of the Abuja School of Social, claimed that the judgment of the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal does not serve electoral justice. On that note, Sam Amadi concluded his statement by claiming that the judgment of the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal serves the interests of the elected and the worst kind of technicalities. According to his statement, Sam Amadi wrote below, "The judgment of the Presidential Election Petition does not serve electoral justice. It serves the interests of the elected and the worst kind of technicality," he said. Meanwhile, in another news headline, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, Atiku Abubakar, has lambasted the 5-man panel of the Presidential Election Petition Court for granting access to the tribunal to Tinubu Presidential Legal Team to have the certified true copy, that is CTC copies of its judgment, when the petitioners had not been served. Atiku stated this through his Special Assistant Public Communication, Frank Sheibu, in a statement on Saturday, insisted that after causing needless delay in availing its Atiku's legal team certified true copies of his judgment, the Presidential Election Petition Court must explain to Nigerians and the world an ambiguities around why copies of the judgment bore the header of the Tinubu Presidential Legal Team. Was that because the Tinubu Legal Team is deemed to be accorded special privileges? He queried, adding, "The court must explain." The statement partly read, "It is very clear that there are many questions begging for answers, including why the Presidential Election Petition Court came to the decision to avail the respondents, especially the Tinubu Legal Team, to have a first receipt of the CTC of the judgment before the plaintiff filed. The curiosity is more confounding based on the fact that the lead counsel to Atiku and the PDP had pleaded in the open court to have express receipt of the judgment, to which Justice Aruna Samani agreed to and promised to make the document available the following day, which was Thursday. Nigerians want to know why the Presidential Election Petition Court confers special privileges to the Tinubu Legal Team by making them have a first custody of copies of the Presidential Election Judgment, even though it was more urgent for the petitioners who needed the document in order to case an appeal to the Supreme Court within 14 days, including weekends. In the course of delivering his judgment, Atiku stated that the Presidential Election Petition Court had spoken of the petition it was ruling upon in a vexatious and denigrating language, as if it was a crime to bring a case of electoral banditry before the court. He regretted that unfolding developments after the court's ruling has elicited suspicions about whether or not the Tinubu Legal Team provided clerical service to the Presidential Election Petition Court otherwise? How and when did the Tinubu Presidential Legal Team creep into a document that was supposed to be the official document of the Court of Appeal of Nigeria? We need to restate that the Tinubu Presidential Legal Team, on the top left-hand corner of all the 798 pages, is neither a monochrome nor a metadata. It is actually a header, meaning that except for a valid explanation, the Tinubu Presidential Legal Team is the originator of the document. For the purposes of clarity, a header is text that is placed at the top of the page, while a frontal is placed at the bottom of the page. Typically, these areas are used for inciting information such as the name of the document, the chapter heading, the page numbers creation, dates, and the likes. On the other hand, watermark is a front design made in some paper during manufacture that is visible when held against the light and typically identifies the marker of the document. The Presidential Election Petition Court must, on its honor, if indeed it still has any, clarify why the court choose to put the header of the Tinubu Legal Team on a CTC copy of its judgment document, why the only enabler that should have been on the document is the stamp of the Court of the Appeal. Okay guys, I'm dropping it here. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel